In this video, I would like to show you how to create invoices in QuickBooks. Since we've created an estimate, I want to show you how to turn that estimate into an invoice, and then I'll also show you how to create an invoice from scratch. So let's start with the invoice that we created, well, the estimate that we created for our last customer. So you will still click the invoice icon from your home screen, and we're going to create an invoice. And when we type in her name, Toya Smith, the system will say, hey, you have some estimates available for Toya. Are you creating an invoice based on those estimates? So if the customer actually accepted your estimate, then you would say yes, and you select that estimate and click OK. Now you have the option of creating the invoice for the entire estimate, or you could create the invoice for a portion of the estimate. So if the customer accepted the estimate completely, then you would select this option to create it for 100%. If they said, well, I can do it, but I can't do the full amount, then you would create it for a different amount. So we're going to just say that it was the full amount. So we click OK. And what this does is it saves you time because this invoice is fully populated with all of her information from the previous estimate. So we have the accounting consulting, the date, the invoice number is automatically generated by QuickBooks. Your terms would be the dates, which we've already set up when we set her up as a client. She has 10 days to pay you. So if this is the date of the invoice is actually due on this date. Okay, and all of the other information is here. And just like the estimate, we can either print it, we can email it, or we can mark them to be printed or emailed later. And whichever you decide to do, you do that and then you click save, and we'll do save and new. Okay, since we are actually creating a new invoice. And so that's creating the invoice from the estimate. Let me show you how to create an invoice totally from scratch. So this person, maybe you gave them a verbal quote and they're ready to move forward, and you're creating that customer. So we're going to name this customer, let's say their name is Johnson, and we'll say Amber Johnson. So we're adding them as a customer. Remember, we can do either a quick add or we can do setup. I'm going to show you what it looks like to do a quick add because we've already seen what it looks like to do a setup. So we can do a quick add, and again, classes is a video that we'll talk about later. And so you get to select the template for the type of invoice that you're actually creating. So we'll say that this is a professional service invoice, and I'll show you how to customize those templates in another video. And so you select that, the date, again, where it's automatically selected. The invoice number is generated by the system, so just allow the system to create the invoice numbers for you. If you wanted to, you could actually add an address here, and it will save it to her file. So even though you did a quick add, you can add it here. And also the terms, if you want to, you can select those here, and again, it will save it to her file, so the next time you pull up an invoice for Amber Jones, all this information will show. And we'll select the type of services. So we'll say this is a computer consulting gig, and it's going to be 10 hours at $75 an hour. Okay, and it will automatically calculate it. And just like the previous invoices, you can do a print, you can email it, or you can check them to be done later. And we save and close. And so now it's asking, do you want this billing address and terms to be available the next time you enter Amber? And we say yes. And just like with the other things, we could get to invoice by clicking here, or we could get to invoice from here. I'm going to close it so you know that it actually opened again. So we can get it from here, or we can go to our customer center and get it from here. Okay. Hope this video was helpful. We'll see you on the next one.